what skills would actually help us most? So to make this interesting, I'm gonna give you three possible skills, all of which I think you'll agree are pretty attractive. Let's think about each of them carefully. Take a minute for each of them. The first skill is that you have 1,000% more likelihood of finding a unicorn. 1,000, that's 11 times more likelihood.
But what's my likelihood today?
Okay.
I can't.
Hold that up. That's the cheating. You're giving away 1,000 times.
Zero is still.
Okay. Then the second choice on the list is being 50% better at finding deals that will exit, but at a maximum of 50 million. 50 million or less exits. So by the way, that, 50% better odds of that. Okay, I'd sign up for that if I could also. And then option C is being 25% better at just avoiding the failures.
See.
Okay, what do people, what do people want?
I think Mike's right, the probability of A is just so low that 10 times 0.00 whatever is not a big number.
Anybody want to disagree with Bill?
No, I think it depends on how many companies invest. So if I have a strategy, only invest in companies that I feel will be unicorns, so the strategy A is better. I mean, it really depends on your pool, right?
But at our level. the
Yeah.
probability-
Yeah, it depends what game you're playing. Tim Draper is playing A. That's all
It's
he's.
like the lottery, this level, picking each.
But they have an ability to drive it too.
Yeah.
Because they have an ability to throw another $5 million into something, steal a little bit more, steal's an incorrect word. Obtain a little bit more percentage of the cap table than they would otherwise have done, and then push towards an idea or something. So they have the ability, yeah, we don't have the ability to do
Oh,
that.
can I make up another point about Draper and Sequoia and Benchmark and all those people? How many investments in startups do they make every year? You know?
Big firms a lot, yeah.
On average, about 250.
Yeah.
So why does that matter? Because, so the answer is actually unambiguous. The most valuable thing is actually C. And that's even true for them, but they can actually do both some of A and some of C. We don't have that ability because to be a Sequoia, although Sequoia is now in the process of tearing itself apart. But anyway, but those huge, very, very successful venture capitalists that have been able to do some of auctioneering, what they bring to the table is, first of all, the ability, they have, $5 to $10 billion funds, and they make a huge number of investments, and then they can follow up those investments with massive additional checks where it makes sense. And they have a whole network of people that they can parachute in to help the companies. When you have all those things going for you, you can actually use some of A and some of B and some of C, which is not something, as much as that, we do not have that ability, and for us, the one of those three strategies that is available is C, and the good thing that blew me away when I read the numbers is it is actually option C that at the margin has the biggest leverage anyway. And the reason for that is very simple. If so many companies fail, if you can avoid 25% of failures, that's worth more than being 1,000% better at finding it. That makes